you, thank you. I was grooving to that very interesting R&B music playing backstage for me. Thank you so much.
We got that for you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad I made it. I was at Starbucks and got held up a little bit. It's the whole thing. Scary stuff. But I made it. What an exciting crowd you all are. What an exciting year this is. I'm so happy to be here. I've been asked to do a couple of things recently. Asked to be a part of this show, and that's great. Starbucks asked me to be a part of their racial sensitivity training. That's weird, but yeah, it's so great. I turned 42 this year. Thank you. I know what you're saying. She doesn't look so old. Thank you. No, really, stop it. And it's true, they say black don't crack, right? They say that, you've heard that. And it's true, black doesn't crack, but it does go gray and get fat. So there are a couple of concerns that we have. And I don't like to point fingers, but I'm gonna go ahead and blame the healthcare industry. I don't think that they're as sympathetic to our needs as they should be. Are you all with me? The other day I went to, I'll let you know what's going on. So the other day I went to the doctor. I had to get B12 injections. This is probably a HIPAA violation, but you guys seem cool. I'm anemic, actually. I know you can't tell by looking at me. It's on my father's side. And I was getting B12 injections. And you know how after you leave the doctor, you can go on and log on to the patient portal and look and see what your diagnosis was or what your medications are? Well, I log on and it says, patient presents as obese. Number one, rude. Number two, if that's not online bullying, I don't know what is. And number three, I'm pretty sure that's outside the jurisdiction. I didn't go there for that. It'd be like if I went for a pap smear and the doctor was like, you really should floss more. What? I feel like we might have got off on the wrong foot here. And you know what I mean? It's not, listen, I know that I gotta do better about my eating habits. But the thing is, I'm at the age where I know I need to do something about my weight and my health and eat better, but I'm not quite at the age where it's dire, like an emergency situation, you know what I mean? So I'm the kind of person that still watches those health documentaries, like the What the Health on Netflix, and I eat the food that they're talking about on the show. So I'm like, wow, Cheez-Its have that much sodium? That can't be good. But no, I know that my food choices are not good, and my stomach has made it clear. In fact, I received notice the other day that my stomach is no longer accepting the things she cannot change. So I knew I gotta do something. And listen, it's not that I'm not trying, really. I'm trying. In fact, the other day I joined Weight Watchers. I did. And I'm waiting. I'm watching. Guess it just does not work for everybody. So yeah, I know what you're thinking. All right, so you're getting older, you're gaining weight. What else about you? I'm glad you asked. I'm also gay. And thank you, I'm glad you approve. I've worked hard at it. Been working hard at it. And if you're thinking that me being gay on top of everything else is a lot, well, you can imagine my surprise. And the thing about being a gay black woman is people think that I'm more militant than I am. People just assume that I'm out there marching and saying, give it to the man and all that kind of stuff. And, and I am, but here's the thing. I have a lot of vacation time accrued, and I just feel like I wish that they would make those things more convenient with my work schedule. You know what I mean? I'm saying, the revolution could be televised if we just organized a little better. That's all. But it is difficult being a triple minority. And if you're wondering, how did you even make it? Thank you again for asking. You guys are so interactive. I am a triple minority, but my mom set me up for success, actually. She was very smart. She raised me in Miami with a Jewish first name and a Hispanic last name. And that's how I've been able to make it as far as I have. It's worked out quite well. You can imagine the look on some people's faces when I go in for an interview. They're like, none of this is what we thought was gonna happen. Sorry. But the thing about being like a triple minority and all of that is I can't do all of it all of the time. Like I can't go around walking around being a gay black woman 100% of the time. That's too much. It's just not feasible, right? So what I do is I treat my demographics like joint visitation. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I'm a woman, typically I can be a woman on the weekdays, then I'll be gay on the weekends, and then I'm black, usually at night, only if there's no one around to call the police. I have to be very careful about that. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that painful for you? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. I definitely don't want to hurt your feelings. So what else? But you know, there's also all this pressure, right, to look young and stay young looking, right? Do you guys feel that? I recently no? Someone said no? No? Well, you look fabulous, so I could see why you don't. But I recently got some work done. I don't know if anyone can tell. I did. I got a womb tuck. I don't know. I think the technical name is hysterectomy, but that just sounds so clinical. So I got a womb tuck, and I'll tell you, I got the idea from reading this book. You know, one of those self-help books that help you, like, or people who have too much clutter, right? And it says, if you're carrying something and it no longer brings you joy, then you should get rid of it. And if I'm being honest with myself, it was just sitting there collecting dust. I knew there was no way I was ever gonna fit into it again. So I got rid of it and I haven't looked back since. Now I'll tell you, my wife, I did get gay married when it was legal here. And thank you. And that is the legal term, gay married. My wife hates when I tell that womb tuck joke because she's like, it's so dismissive, you're not being honest. And so let me tell you really why I got the womb tuck, you guys. So after we got gay married, we moved in together. And you know how when you get married and you move in together and you consolidate households, and sometimes you find that you have like 2 toasters, right? Or 2 really good sets of china. Well, we moved in together and found ourselves with 2 uteruses. And you know, obviously, realistically, we weren't gonna use them both at the same time. And like, we don't even have the closet space for storage for that. So I was looking up, like, what do I do? And all of the articles that talked about like consolidating households said, you know what, you gotta keep the best item and get rid of any extra. And you know what? You know what, ladies and gentlemen, everything about my wife is the best, right? So I decided I had to make the sacrifice, get rid of my junk, kept her stuff, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you compromise in a marriage. You're welcome. I hope you were writing that down. But you know, being a gay black woman isn't all, you know, rainbows and unicorns. It's difficult sometimes. And some families aren't, you know, that comfortable with having a gay member of their family. And my family is great, but it has always felt awkward. Like when I go with my family for Thanksgiving or Christmas, I always feel like, all right, you know, I'm the oddball, I'm the odd man out. And this year, my cousin gave me a great gift, a great Christmas gift. He came out as vegan. So I was like, tag, you're it. And of course, I gave him the same, you know, courtesy that I always got and all the concern, the questions that I got. I was like, listen, if you want to eat vegetables in the privacy of your own kitchen, that is your business. But don't come around me trying to push your lifestyle down my throat. And I was like, what if I have children? How am I supposed to explain quinoa to them? And you know, I'm on board, but don't you go expecting me to make you a flourless cake, because that's where I draw the line. All right, you guys, you've been a great audience. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the show.